Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Bald and Board Games. I'm Bald.
I'm Board.
And we have a rulebook rundown for you of Gwent, the legendary card game. And it is legendary from The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I've been so excited for this. I honestly can't wait to play this.
By CD Projekt Red.
Head-to-head. CD Projekt Red's the one who made
The
Witcher Wild Hunt, but this game is by No Loading Games. The physical version.
But yeah, so you would have seen our rulebook rundown right now.
Unboxing.
Right now. You would have saw it right now. You would have saw our unboxing on YouTube already. Rulebook rundown we're doing right now. We will have a gameplay at some point. We just got to fit it into our busy, spooky month of games. We'll find time for it somewhere, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited. All right. Is there a story, or is there, what do we got there?
No, it's only like a line.
Let's
here
go.
That says it first appeared in The Witcher Wild Hunt.
Sure.
So it says,
dive right in like huge.
So game setup. So we're going to go right to mid view here. You should be able to see everything for setup. So setup consists of each player picking a faction and building a deck. All cards in the deck must show the color of the chosen faction. So as you can see, there's different card bases here, red and others.
So that's the monster faction, specifically.
Yep.
Here we have the Nilfgaardian faction.
Each faction encourages a specific style of play and comes with a passive ability. The ability is described on the faction's aid card. So as you can see here, each faction has a little aid card that goes over what it can do. The deck of your faction will consist of one leader card, a minimum of 22 units, and a maximum of 10 special cards. Each player will also receive 2 gem counters, 2 player aids, and 2 scoring track tokens. So those are over in the corner over there. The player aids obviously is kind of what Nick just showed off there.
So the 2 player aids would be 1 for your faction and then 1 general one.
Yes. Rhythm of play. Players take turns placing 1 card on the battlefield until both players have decided to pass. At that point, the round has ended. Players then calculate the strength of all hero cards and units on the respective sides. The player with the highest strength wins the round. The losing player removes a gem. When a player runs out of gems, they lose the game and the opponent wins. All right, so so it's that simple. So you're playing out cards, trying to take your opponent's gems. And again, you keep playing cards back and forth until someone passes. We'll explain how to play cards. Nick will be doing that in a moment.
Yep.
But you just kind of go back and forth at it. So now the board layout. So this here explains all of the sections of this game board. It's really
this came with like
a
typical like card game sort of thing.
It's like old school Yu-Gi-Oh! When you laid out the zones or Pokemon.
Someone will definitely make a board at some. I think actually,
or a player map.
Oddly enough, IGN.
Oh no, this had a player map, didn't it?
No.
Not ours version, but didn't what game did we get that we had a player map we shouldn't have had?
Biohazard.
That was Biohazard. Oh.
Yeah, no, this one has like, so IGN was selling a deluxe version that had like a wooden box, and Yada's like, I don't need a wooden box and all that. Like, it's nice and all, but no.
All right, so here's what the board's about. So, bottom right corner for your hand, right there is the discard pile and the deck pile. So the discard pile obviously has the little skull on it. Boom. For the ranges here, you have your melee zone, which is close combat. You have your ranged zone, which is your archer symbol. And then you have the far back, which is a trebuchet. That is your siege combat row. Off to the side here, with the little flag symbols, that is the commander's horn. Over on the left-hand side here is your scoring ladder and your gem counters. Player aids can be placed here for my player and for his player. Your leader card will be placed where the crown is. And then any weather cards that impact the game will be placed here where the snowflake symbol is. Yep.
Hi, weather card. Yeah, we got weather cards here. Weather card.
Boom. Clear weather. All right. So, do you have a leader card in front of you?
Right there.
Cool.
Pretty sure, right?
Is it leader?
I don't think they say leader, but I think it has the symbol for your faction.
It does. Yep, you were correct. So let's see how this works. Oh, fantastic. Okay. So leader card. So Nick has a leader card in front of him. The chosen card, the card is chosen prior to battle and placed face up in the leader zone. It grants a player a special ability that could either be passive, marked with a P, or active. Each leader card contains a description of that leader's ability Active abilities can only be used once per game. Passive are always in effect. Players can identify leader card with the faction symbol in the upper left-hand corner.
There it is. And it looks like for each faction, you have a couple different leaders, actually, potentially.
Yeah, but it does say here at the beginning that your deck can only have one, so you'll choose one of them to start off with.
Here I have this Aridin, but there's Aridin, Brakras, this Aridin, and this one. So you have one main leader, but there's different versions of them. So we'll choose this one. You can only choose one. And it says Aridin, Destroyer of Worlds. This one specifically says discard 2 cards and draw 1 card of your choice from your deck.
Nice. You get to pick the card you want?
Yep.
All right. So that is the leader card. Next up is... There we go. The player cards here. So for the player unit cards, when placed on the battlefield, you have a strength value in the upper left-hand corner. That is added to its player total. Each unit card has a battlefield position represented by the icon directly below the strength. So that tells you what zone to put it in. This icon matches, again, the row in which your unit is being placed. Some unit cards are heroes. These have the word hero written above their name, and it spikes their strength value. Heroes are the only cards not affected by character abilities, meaning special card, unit card, and leader card abilities. So if something activates a target-specific card, heroes are not affected. So for the other information here, you have abilities, so like seeing eye right there and the ring symbol there, those are abilities. Your faction is directly under that, which is the banner across your thing. And then you have your name and some fun flavor text of a description. Some unit cards have special abilities. Unit card abilities are resolved immediately when they are placed in the appropriate row.
So like the Crone Weavis here, once placed, the ability says find all Crone cards in your deck or hand and play them instantly. That's insane.
Yep.
Literally, you search through your deck and anything in your hand and just bop, bop, bop. However many there are. That's cool.
Additionally, there are special cards, such as weather cards, decoy cards, scorch, and others. They do not have strength values. Instead, they have symbols. For example, they may modify the strength of a unit on the battlefield. So the ability of special cards are represented by the icon in the top left corner and are described on your aid cards. Special card abilities are immediately resolved upon placement.
Okay. So we had weather that we're playing to here. It says impenetrable fog. I don't know what that does.
Oh, that would be a weather card.
It's a weather card. We're looking for... I mean, these other ones say just decoy or scorched. I assume you play them anywhere. I don't know exactly what they do. There's no ability on the card. Probably tells us in the book.
These are examples. Probably tells us later on. Yep. And it says it does. Oh no, it says that.
On our player aid. Hey, look at that player aid. So impenetrable fog. So if we played impenetrable fog, it says place face up in the weather cards area, which we did. Set the strength of all range units to 1 for both players, so it lowers everything down to 1 because of the fog.
You can't see.
So for these two, so for the decoy, it's from here. It says replace 1 unit card, excluding heroes, on the controlling player's side of the battlefield. The replaced unit card returns to the player's hand, though the decoy has a strength value of 0. So essentially what this means is if I place this here, I can place it in for the toad, and the toad comes back to my hand. That's the decoy. For Scorched, it says send to the discard pile the unit cards with the highest strength, excluding heroes, on the entire battlefield. Then discard self to the card. This includes both players' sides of the board. Wow. Send to the discard pile the unit cards with the highest strength, excluding heroes. So literally, so if I played this...
He's burning out the best...
one of these two. So I don't know if it's specific to the row you played in. Or no, it just says in general, the one that's highest.
On your side, yeah.
So I probably would choose. So I would send probably the 6 off with that, and so would you by playing Scorched. Crazy.
Side deck. Some cards, like the Berserker of the Skellig faction, have the ability to transform into or summon other cards. These other cards do not start in your deck, but are kept in a side deck near the play area. So kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, where you keep a side deck of cards.
Yeah, so we don't have that out right now, but like if we played a card that was that, then if we had a side deck over here, say if we played this Forktail and that was one of those cards and it said, oh, turn it into yada yada, we'd take from the side deck, we'd find it, and play that instead.
And then finally, gem counters. Gem counters are used to track the number of rounds lost. Place them in the gem counter zone. After each round, the losing player removes a gem. As soon as you're out of gems, game is over.
And start a game.
Yep.
All right. So to start the game, you flip a coin to decide who starts the game. In some cases, the leader and faction abilities may determine who starts the game. Each player shuffles their deck and draws 10 cards. Both players may then, but don't have to, discard up to 2 cards from their hand and draw that number of cards from their deck. They may do so. I don't know if you want to demonstrate, just for the hell of it.
Just have a hand of 10 cards.
Yep. So you can discard, you can essentially mulligan 2 cards. So they may do so 1 card at a time, then discard and then reshuffle into the deck. These 10 cards will be the player's hand for the rest of the game. So you play the entire game with 10 cards in your hand. Turns. On a player's turn, they must choose one option. Play a card, use their active leader ability, or pass. Passing means sitting out the entire round. The other player is then free to keep playing cards from their hand one at a time until they also pass. So they can just keep putting them down.
Typical.
Resolution. When both players pass, they add up the strength of all their cards. So everything on the board. The player with the lowest total strength loses and must remove a gem counter. In the event of a draw, both players must remove a gem.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah. All players, including special cards, are then removed from the battlefield, placed into their controller's discard pile. The winner starts the next round. This is golden rule. Whenever a card text contradicts the rules of the manual, the card takes precedence, like a typical card game. Playing a card. When playing, a player plays a card, they must add it to the correct area. So front is for the swords, middle for the range, the back for the trebuchet. Some special cards, like decoys, are also played directly into combat rows, with their abilities resolved per the player aid explanations. All card effects must be applied if possible. Nice. Sorry. Dry throat. When a card leaves the battlefield, so this is for discarded cards. When a card leaves the battlefield, it goes to the controller's discard pile. This includes spy cards, whatever those are. Keeping score. Use the scoring ladder over here, and the 4 score tokens to keep track of players' total strength. Each player has their own scoring ladder divided by numbers. Place a score. What's that about?
4 tokens, so you can get with like 99. You have a roll of 1 to 9, then you roll 10 to 90. So you like 62.
Oh, got you. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. My bad. Well, because there's like a 2v2, so I thought that was for like, that's why they had this other one for the second player.
Oh, that's 4 tokens, so that makes sense.
Whatever. Yeah, that's what it shows too. So each player has their own scoring ladder. Place the score token, symbol side up. On the upper space, indicate the tens part, and the lower space, indicate the ones part. If the score reaches 100, flip the tokens so the 100 side is face up, and mark the tens and ones as usual. Game end. The game ends when a player has no more gem counters. The player with the gem counters remaining wins the game. If both players lose their last gem at the same time, the game ends in a draw. Okay. They have a little initiation and appendix. I'm not going to read through the appendix. The initiation, though, is each faction has a pre-constructed deck to get started, indicated by a white star in the bottom left corner. So on this card, these top 3, this 4th one as well, there's a white star in the bottom left corner. That means that it is your starting deck. So you can learn to play using those cards specifically. Players can collect each white star card of a single faction to form a pre-constructed deck. Skellig cards with a black star are to be used for pre-constructed deck's side deck, which we mentioned earlier. The side deck is for specific cards. This is Novigrad. The side deck is for specific cards that transform into other cards. The main themes of each deck are described below. So for the monsters deck that we have, do you want to show the decks over Sam?
Sure.
The monsters we have here already out.
You do.
So for the monsters deck here, let's get this all put back into their piles. We don't need them separated anymore. Pretty simple game. Very, very easy, which is why it is honestly a lot of fun. So, monsters. The monsters faction relies heavily on the Munster ability, or muster ability, which allows swarms of monsters to quickly be summoned to the battlefield.
Eddie monsters are showing up.
Awesome. So then, over here, which we're putting together now is the Nilfgaard, and we'll take the top cards off as we show them too. So we have the shuffle it there. You can structure your deck each time.
That's true.
Yeah. So Nilfgaard faction has many, spy and medic cards, which use underhanded tactics to achieve card advantage over the opponent. So you're doing things in secret with Nilfgaard. For the Northern Realms faction has many units with tight bond, which allows them to empower each other on the battlefield. So they essentially make each other more powerful as you play. The Scoia'tael here. The Scoia'tael faction hosts a lot of agile cards, which allow flexibility on the close combat and range combat rows of the battlefield. These are the elves, essentially.
Yeah.
So your faction.
Yeah.
The Skellig faction, boom, has berserkers, which channel their inner monster to transform into more powerful cards. So each one has a very unique play style, which is great.
Number didn't tell me.
What's that?
I was wondering how many cards are in each deck. It doesn't say.
So in general, a deck must.
That's the general requirements, but it doesn't say how many cards are right here.
Yeah.
The component size.
There's 436 faction cards in total.
Across 5 factions. God damn. I don't know if I'm doing that math right now. It's too late.
There's a few additional there from the promo pack, and
That's
I definitely pre-ordered all the other promo packs as well.
All right. So the other thing that they provide us here is the game modes. So what Nick just described, or we're both described in the rule book, is the base. So it tells you, here's some stats for the base. So again, that was using a deck where you have exactly 1 leader, a minimum of 22 units. You can build it, customize up to however you want. A maximum of 10 special cards.
Yep.
So if you want to play the very base game, and as he mentioned, the little white star on the bottom, you can just pull those cards out. It'll probably meet that requirement, and you'll just be able to go ahead and play. But they give you a bunch of other options. So the advanced option. So this version of the game, there's more constraints. The deck has 1 leader, 22 or more units, a max of 5 special cards, a max of 2 spies and 2 medics. So you'll be able to add that spy and medic ability in. Additionally, your strength cannot exceed 130. So you have to add up the strength of everything, and it can only go to 130.
Again, the strength is the number in the top left corner here. Just feel like the dog's out. Sorry.
Have to get a doggy door in the store.
I know we do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's your knee.
Who needed that anyway? It's already broken.
That's true.
So that's one game mode, is the advanced. So you can just add in some spies and medic cards, and you have to limit your strength. Tournament mode.
Ooh, nice.
Each player must show the mastery of the game by playing several decks to achieve victory.
That's fine.
Each player builds 3 decks from 3 different factions. The same hero cannot exist in each deck. So the deck would consist of 1 leader, 22 or more units, max of 5 special, max of 2 spy, max of 2 medic, strength max of 130. So same thing, but you're grabbing 3 decks. So again, there's plenty of cards here to do that. So
just to show you guys as we're talking about this. So Novigrad's base deck is that. Boom. This is how many cards are left over. That's why you can build, each person can build 3 decks. So you can have the same faction. It's just whoever starts off building 1 deck, they get first choice of certain cards.
Yep.
But that's incredible.
It says here for the tournament mode, you got to win best 2 out of 3. Flip a coin before the first game to decide who gets to choose their deck first. For the second and third games, the winner of the previous game must choose a new deck to use. The loser can keep their deck or choose a different one. So that's kind of good. So if you really liked your deck, you just couldn't get that victory, you can just use it again if you lost.
Yeah.
You have free-for-all for 3 to 5 players. So between 3 and 5 players, because there's 5 factions here, standard game rules apply, but a handful of changes are necessary to accommodate the additional opponents. Instead of featuring just 2 or 3 rounds like the standard Gwent, There is no limit to the number of rounds.
Mm.
Rounds are broken up into turns as normal, with players taking cards and playing them until they pass. Points to win. 3 players need 4 points, 5 for 4, 6 for 5. Winning is determined by collecting as many points you can at the end of the round, with 1 point awarded for each opponent that you outscored.
Nice.
So you play, pretty much, we each play it all out. If I beat 3 other players, I get 3 points. All right, and then there is some clarifications on some of the abilities. I'm not going to read through them all. There's a 2v2 game mode. 2 players team up to battle against the other team. Standard rules apply with the following differences. Within the same team of 2, you cannot use the same faction. You may look at your teammate's hand. You share the same side of the board.
Teammate's hand.
Yeah. You share the same side of the board. You have a combined discard, and you share your 2 gem tokens. And every card played adds to your team's strength. So you would then alternate. So let's say it was me and Nick and 2 others. I would go, then someone on Nick's team would go, then my teammate would go, then the other person would go, and back and forth. There's a solo mode. Feel free to glance at that.
Yep, very quick little...
And then there's the fun variant here of the deck building and leader variants. So deck building variant, players can also play this mode. Weather cards are not played. Is literally what it says. Weather cards still cannot be played, however. Okay.
This is for a variant of solo.
Yeah, these are, because I'm looking at the headers. So the leader variant and the deck building variant are variants of the solo game mode.
Gotcha.
So I was like, wait, all these have headers.
I was saying because you deck build.
That's a good rule book.
You deck build in every single one.
Yeah. That's a good rule book. So there is some variants for solo. So for us, we have the base game, we have advanced, tournament, free-for-all, and 2v2. So Nick and I probably will do tournament style if it's just the 2 of us,
Most likely.
where we all have to get used to different decks, which I think will be difficult for us. I think you'll be very comfortable with the melee heavy deck. I'll be very comfortable with the elf deck.
Yeah.
The other 2 decks will become interesting.
Yeah, I think probably I think we'll be pretty even on the northern for the most part. Because that's more of just a strategic, like, hey, you buff yourself. I think I will probably be best with either the monster or the Skellig, like those berserkers.
See, I'll be better with Nilfgaard.
You definitely be better
Spy
with
medic.
Nilfgaard and Spy Medic, I think.
That Spy Medic is Nilfgaard.
No, Nilfgaard and the Scotiel, the ranged ones and stuff. I think
those.
I think these 2 will be good with. I'll be good with these 2, and then we're probably going to be pretty even on the northern ones.
Yeah, but we'll definitely get this to the table. We'll do a play test off stream to make sure we understand everything fully. But
I was just going through and organizing all the base decks off the top there and stuff. We'll probably do a test with the base decks to then understand, and then that we can better actually
then fully understand.
Stuff.
But yeah, again, super simple rule book here. If you've done a deck builder before, you understand the deck building aspect. But this is more of deck customization than deck building.
This is more akin to Star Wars Unlimited and Magic, where you build your deck ahead of time at the start,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
And then you play with that. So you have to build your deck to have the best synergy as possible based on your playstyle.
This reminds me more of Yu-Gi-Oh! Than Star Wars Unlimited.
Well, the reason I said Star Wars is because you have a leader, specifically, and you're trying to build around so you have the leader ability, then you have your specific characters within that have a benefit based on their type.
That's true. Yeah.
That's not what I meant. So, cool. All right, everybody. Very quick, simple rulebook rundown for Gwent the Legendary. Come here. Card game by No Loading Games. Thanks for joining us here at Ball and Board Games. I'm Ball.
On board.
And we will see you in Skellig.